From vampire to Batman, Robert Pattinson is our new Dark Knight. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're discussing the casting of Robert Pattinson as the next Caped Crusader. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Maybe it's the Gotham City in me, and we just have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
The Caped Crusader's latest big screen outing, simply titled The Batman, is still in early development stages, with a release date currently slated for June 25th, 2021. Yet the upcoming superhero film has already gone through an interesting transition.
Tell me. Do you bleed?
After playing a seasoned Dark Knight in Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, and Justice League, Ben Affleck was set to reprise his role in a standalone movie.
It's just a little out of place.
Affleck was additionally attached to co-write and direct the film. As time went by, however, Affleck's involvement continued to dwindle. Not only did he step away from directorial duties in January 2017, but the Oscar winner officially confirmed in early 2019 that he wouldn't be starring in the film either.
You know you can't do this forever.
I can barely do it now.
To replace Affleck behind the camera, the studio selected Matt Reeves, whose previous directing credits include Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes. Around the same time Affleck stepped down as the star, Reeves revealed that his Batman film would be a noir-driven mystery that taps into Bruce Wayne's detective side. Exactly who would play Batman now that Ben wasn't coming back, though? Jon Hamm, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Ryan Gosling were just a couple of fan favorites. The filmmakers, meanwhile, reportedly had their eye on Aaron Taylor Johnson, Armie Hammer, and particularly Nicholas Hoult of the X-Men franchise. They all lost out, however, to Robert Pattinson.
Who's he?
In case you've been out of the pop culture loop for the past decade, this English actor landed his first major film role in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire as hunky Hufflepuff Cedric Diggory. Pattinson went from one young adult fantasy franchise to another, taking center stage as Edward Cullen in Twilight.
Are you afraid?
After the Twilight saga wrapped in 2012, the star dialed things back with several smaller projects, including 2 films directed by David Cronenberg.
I think you're a little crazy.
Well, so?
Pattinson received the best reviews of his career for Good Time, where he escaped into the role of a bank robber driven to take desperate measures.
You're incredible, do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm serious, you think I could have done that without you standing next to me being strong?
No.
This hard-hitting performance garnered Pattinson an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Best Male Lead. He continued to wow the critics in High Life, delivering a powerhouse performance as a criminal who's sent into deep space.
She's mine. I'm hers.
While Pattinson has been dominating the indie scene as of late, he seems poised for a mainstream comeback, having been cast in Christopher Nolan's Tenet and, of course, The Batman. Even though he has more than proven his acting chops, not everyone was thrilled to hear Pattinson would be donning the cape and cowl. Following early reports that Pattinson was the studio's top choice, a petition emerged online urging Warner Brothers to cast someone else. The petition quickly accumulated over 5,000 signatures, surpassing its initial goal. The Batman backlash all boils down to the fact that Pattinson played Edward Cullen. Despite being his breakout role, Pattinson's work in the Twilight films also contributed to his 6 Razzie nominations. While obviously not without fans, it's no secret that Twilight is also hated by many. Even Pattinson himself has repeatedly dumped on the franchise and its central vampire. That being said, the criticisms against Twilight really aren't Pattinson's fault. The role of Edward basically required him to do 3 things. 1. Look hot. 2. Brood in silence. And 3. Uncomfortably stare at Bella from across the room.
I like watching you sleep.
The guy did exactly what he was paid to do, and you can't really fault him for that. Pattinson should not take the controversy too personally, as almost every actor who's ever played Batman on the silver screen was initially met with skepticism. In most cases, the haters ended up eating their own words. Having broken out in comedies like Mr. Mom and Beetlejuice, people didn't think they could take Michael Keaton seriously as Batman. 30 years later, Keaton is still widely seen by some as the definitive Dark Knight.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Fans armed themselves with torches and pitchforks when they heard Ben Affleck would be Bruce Wayne, but his performance wound up being a redeeming quality of the otherwise divisive Batman vs. Superman. People thought Heath Ledger had been totally miscast as the Joker, and he went on to become the first actor to win an Oscar for playing a comic book character. Ironically, hardly anyone seemed to bat an eye when Val Kilmer or George Clooney were cast, and they're now considered among the weaker Batmen. The The point being, you can't always let an actor's early work define their entire career, especially when it comes to the Twilight franchise. Although some Twilight actors, like Taylor Lautner, have struggled to distance themselves from the franchise, others have significantly grown as performers. Anna Kendrick scored an Oscar nomination for her supporting performance in Up in the Air, and is the face of the Pitch Perfect series, making most of us forget that she even played Jessica Stanley in Twilight.
Change is always scary, but consider the following. Anybody who ever built an empire or changed the world sat where you are now.
Having played Bella Swan, Kristen Stewart is an easy target for ridicule. If you've been keeping up with her post-Twilight career though, you know that she's turned in a few effective performances in Camp X-Ray, Still Alice, Clouds of Sils Maria, and Personal Shopper.
Or is it just me?
The same goes for Pattinson, who would be ranked among our best young actors if people would only give him a chance. In a way, Pattinson sounds tailor-made for this role, and not just because there's an obvious link between vampires and bats. Pattinson has proven he can play a mysterious heartthrob, similar to Bruce Wayne. In films like Good Time, he's demonstrated that he can convincingly portray a gritty, tortured soul littered in physical and emotional scars, not unlike Batman. Pattinson may sparkle on the surface, but underneath that pale exterior is a dark knight waiting to rise up. Who knows, maybe somewhere down the line, Pattinson will star in an adaptation of the Batman and Dracula trilogy, bringing things full circle. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.